Now it's time for us to get into a conversation this morning about what's happening on the ground in Ghana. Now, the Traders Advocacy Group Ghana have been quite vocal about the fact that we need to, people need to make money. People need to, stimulate growth in terms of the economy and all of that. And so they are very much against GUTA's position, that is the Ghana Union of Traders Association position on the shutting down of shops, to make a statement to government. Well, we have a couple of reports for you. Just take a look at both positions on this matter, and we'll come back and get into some conversations.
To urge our members to keep their shops open. Although closing our shops may seem to be the right way to protest this unbearable economic crisis, it will only worsen our problems as traders in the long term. We still have to feed our children and bear all the responsibilities in spite of the hardship. Currently, even with our shops open, we are unable to do so effectively. So what then happens when we close our shop? There is no need. The interest on our loans will keep piling up. Our children's fees will remain unpaid, and we shall lose the very few customers we have been trying to maintain.
The meeting by the Ghana Union of Traders Associations, GUTA, and the Council of State was on the back of an earlier engagement between both parties a month ago after GUTA had hinted of striking over economic hardships. Members of GUTA claimed the Advisory Council had shown less commitment in addressing their concerns. On Tuesday, the traders walked into the meeting with red armbands, raising concerns over the high exchange rate, interest rates, and the inflation rate, which are making the cost of doing business high.
Prices of our commodities have been increased by 2 or even more.
And how is that for?
It's all about the dollars. We are only crying because of the dollars. CFA has been increased, even the Naira. The cedi is just like a baby sucking a breast. The cedi is no more valued. The cedi is actually nothing to the Ghanaian trader now.
This is my yam chase business. This is the business I do.
So you import this one, that's
yes,
the package?
Yes, I import the package from China.
And how much do you pay for one?
Formerly it was, because the dollar rate was 80 pesos for one. Now, it is 3 cedis because of the rate of the dollar. Because of the rate of the dollar. So 3 cedis for one package. When coming down here, how will I manage it? At first, I normally sell it 15 cedis. Now it's 30 cedis. Double the price.
When you have any investments, you should know that you have lost almost 50% within the last 3 months. And you cannot sit down and watch your investment go down the drain. And if government has made any pronouncement or interventions that will make us know that at least there's something being done, obviously there will be some confidence being established for us to know exactly what we are doing. But unfortunately, for the past 3 months, all the interventions that or whatever that has been announced, you cannot see anywhere.
However, after an hour of engagement with the Council of State, the traders say the assurances given them were not realistic.
Any import that will come now is for import, is for Christmas festive. So when? So in this today's meeting, I asked, the finance minister was not in this meeting. All the deputies, not even the chief director from the Ministry of Finance was in this meeting. So if this truly that they want to give us a specific rate for that we will use for the next 3 months, why there was nobody from the Ministry of Finance to represent the Ministry of Finance? I agree that the custom were here, but custom are not decision takers. When it comes to policy making, it is not about custom. When it comes to implementation, that's where custom comes in.
Against this backdrop, GUTA declared its resolve to go ahead with this intended shop closure to take effect on Wednesday, October 19, 2022.
By the authority vested in me, by the trading community, I declare all shops in Greater Accra closed from tomorrow, Wednesday, 19th October 2022 to Monday.
President of GUTA, Dr. Joseph Obeng, explained that the protest is to draw government's attention to the unbearable hardships its members are bedeviled with.
Main problem that is working against our very existence had been the exchange rate, the inflation, and the interest rate. It is getting a toll on businesses. From January to date, almost every trader have gotten his capital halved. It has been reduced by about 50%. Let me give you an illustration. If your capital used to be $620,000, you could buy $100,000 from the beginning of the year. Now you could only be able to buy about $49,000 with the same capital that you used to have. That's how serious our problem is, and we are calling on the government to, as a matter of urgency, treat this with a sense of urgency.
The dollar, which used to sell at about 6 Ghana cedis in January 2022, is now selling at 13 Ghana cedis as of October the same year.
All right, so there you have it. You heard the various leaders of the different groups speaking, to their issues and how it is that they see the situation and what they're expecting those who belong to their groups to do. Of course, they're advocating for different positions entirely. One says that, listen, Ghana is already hard as it is, and so we can't afford to close shops and not make any revenue. Another one says that, listen, we are losing value, and so if we don't make a statement to government to act ASAP, whatever money you had 3 months ago is half of its value today, and so this is the situation we find ourselves. But we're crossing over to Frema to find out from Frema what's really going on the ground. Frema?
Yes, David.
Yes, so take us into the action that's happening this morning. What are you experiencing?
Well, so as I mentioned earlier, I'm on the main streets of Abossey. Now when you get here, you see some of the shops closed. Now you can tell from shops behind me that they are closed. Some of the shop owners are around. They are standing outside just to send a message across that the economy is really hard, and so they are closing their shops to send a message to the government that things must change, And don't forget that this is coming on the background of what their colleagues in Doom did, I think sometime last week, closing their shops for about 5 days, and then now they are open. That is time for the shops in Accra to also do so. Boss, and see, what's your shop name?
My baby shop best like me.
I don't know where you.
GUTA president go home. You be say the question Maku. Time want to me one question.
Ebini the questions.
But say sergeant here. Yeko e to so. Also no kan to be aso to storm. I'm telling you frankly. Also kan to be aso to storm. O man ka say na o so mo to storm. Me ba me tell interview o my FM. On kan to be only task force be a so be the task force. Na post for chinwa. On one ko face the consequence.
Na GUTA for no. Also almost say senior economy na ye no dollar cost.
Masa GUTA for no. 2000 ye call demonstrate to storm our dollar ho ankwa ke. My royal star one. My time ye ankwa he. It is out to do to storm obi country dollar na odi wo ho no. Engu dam no bi ko twi abra. Unim yansa, u say yan kotu we. Ba say empedi for no, wo mu ye gidi. Madam, GUTA what from GUTA yendo. Besides, I was so GUTA for membership 50 go ha. Open the card. One man no say GUTA union. And executive from partner join us union. And I'm benefiting. And what the individual say young kwasi adwuma.
It is here I feel say send your economy na and until na say muntu shop me do some
economy Ghana had economy na ye. Unim. Me ban first demonstration for over 2 weeks. Haship near money born across pound, but dollar and cover pound. euro dollar cover no oko market na koto oil ni ato oil ma oba e bete so bisa ho say woman mo so mo to ade awo mo business why no waboka ask myself oko me turn radiators last 2 years here me turn 250 cedis and I me turn 500 cause near money bo akosoro na ipa mama ye omusu aye nipa awon ba to fie ho customers na ba to fie ye traders ni waboka trader ni bia no waboka
enti asa story na ye shada anti ase ho
story na o kan aye the benefit he deal with the politicians cause the omusu system na pero o man take it to benefit yourself.
Okay, now shop where
what's up me bia
okay okay
me bia me brother so bia
number chef for say
kosap here
now today
me turn radiators me wa 32 years me wa boso ka 32 years
enti o colleagues now mo atoto am shop no o message ba person de mo ma
obi ho a o ti huwa na o de achi ala communication ye low enti be ho a mo ti ase huwa na o de achi sa na dem ti
you offer kosap yeah that's why okay right so you had him his shop is open because according to him you know he has his own understanding of what exactly is going on so he is part of those who think that the solution is not just shutting your shop for some few days because it is really not going to change anything. So for him, he's opening his shop. Yes, David.
I think he makes some pretty interesting points because what he's saying is that as long as the dollar rate changes, all traders are increasing their prices accordingly to suit themselves.
Exactly.
So in a certain sense, traders have never lost out. It is we the consumers who are losing out, and so he doesn't understand why the GUTA is saying that close your stores because it's hard. There's hardship for traders. I think it's a very interesting position.
David. Yeah. No, it is interesting, but GUTA is also saying that now when they have to increase their prices, they are passing on to consumers, which in effect, if consumers are not buying, is affecting them. But anyway, that is where he stands. That is his understanding.
Yes.
Let me try to talk to those who have also closed their shop. Hi, Wafa. Good morning, to say.
Boko now say.
Na me ajo me hoye. Pacha Frozen.
Me abusu kan dey any frame in the bush.
Okay. Now odi ankasa papa de to ye.
Michael.
Yeah. Okay. Michael, mo shop no we bi anasa matum.
Atum.
I don't know what to.
Yeah, too, because Omani heading, you must say Omani heading. As at an power $13 cedis. Now, Sikabe na yedi Elkofania money because Ubako Dibia Bekubia Nemani Atum.
Nasa Nemani Atuma, most more Panamo Dibiato so.
Now, me pacho say Uba no better idea 20 cedis and ne. Now, the next day, Uba Baname Dama 60 cedis. Then I'll be doing semi boo. Because if you are not so, because they say they be no pay $1 cost. Neman obeko fa bano. I hear no bet me to so I bet me $1 ne kanu.
Enti auto shop ni ma e dan pote na ube
ya be say esra aban no say onye bi mfa ho. Say at least impo on betimi ama we $1 na ba fom kakra. Na papa ne ka say bi me ne nya adwen. O say we onimnyansa na ya to so no ejimi ana nyansa be no onim ana o yepeni ni ti ana
debi nyabotre so obi kana asem se bia sebi o se wanka se ya wo so ngina no wo da yanka shops na ye tutuma na ye bie no ma me yanka papa na asem pacho
na me pacho we o se si ya no we bie ni shop. We be your shop, also nim dancer, we be your shop. Now, my name, can was some non penny for a simple for be found. Who knows and work of your shop? Then a man who say, Yenya Bria, a person or more before economy. No. Bibia Bassa, you bet you have a Bocomosa, and your coffee, you money bill.
My name is Sawasemo. Says, I might be more to 2 shops name. Most of baby shops not Monday. Okay. If he and Wednesday go see Monday no. Say $1 na ma for ya entertain ya maswa e den amobe.
Yes still you be start to 2 stores ni ma. So say penny for na dwi meba fia ma mo boyen. Bibia ekosoro. Ya iti ya mbia ye be didi. Ye be say o ma yo mu say ye ni abre. omumbuwa yen na omani ma ye den dodo omani ma ye den dodo.
Michael, thank you. Why?
Okay.
Right, so he believes that his shop should be closed just to send a message like GUTA has directed. And so this is what is happening now. I'm going to go outside. Offer, Pacha, Etese.
Nyamiadum.
Na Efra say.
From Justice.
Okay, Justice Aban. Okay, now, shop way. Nada na watu mofa.
Nyoma akosoro. Sisi ase no ukọ dollar sisi anope akọ 13 cedis. Nyoma mi ye dian kasangasa. Ya ba sa ya beto dam sa na yekofi. Nyoma mi ye yento ade. Nyoma akosoro. Nti aban boy no ye bibi mfa woman.
Na sasa nka wo bia wo shop ya nka ye beba beto kakra ma wanya kakra dua na.
Madam, se wo bia on baba be how. Police for baba be how. Nti yen se wo bi.
The police for simu ntutu.
Omo the car air patrol ha. Nti se wo bia on baba be how.
Samum. Na police for no aso on bebo ni pa on na say omo so hye say ye ntutu shops.
Omo nam ha nti ama ye nyina yakometu.
So omo nam ha no nche say wo bi on be obi bi nti mema ye send the wrong signal. What I say? Because omo de omo petroleum make sure say bibi abeye fine. So me sure so omo say wo bi on be obi bi.
Nti aban hwa bibi mfa wo man.
Mr. Aban ye dase why?
Me so be dase.
So, well, it looks like tempers are, rising, David. So, there are those who believe that the shops must be closed just to send the right signal. And there are also those who believe that it doesn't make any sense to them, to get the shops closed. So, they are opening their shops, but they think that they can still wear red shirts, put, red bands on them just to send the same message across. Now, I'm going to another yard. Here we have some of the shops closed, some opened. Interestingly, they've closed the shops, but they are still standing around. So now when you check this yard, you notice that, well, some have opened their shops, some have closed their shops. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, sir, Obia Didi. Oh, sir. But one shop ni. Now, shop wa. 90 where there were. Oh, okay. And boss, good morning. Nampacha to say.
Yamiadum.
Okay. Now, shop where?
The shop now, Kid and Motors. Balcony, what's the
Not in our shop, no, you have to do.
GUTA for MBA because of dollar rates. Yeah, dollar may affect you too much. No, quite the account, dollar may affect you too much.
Dollar may affect you, Bia. Now, want to more shop.
Yeah, you perceive demonstrated be now buying who say, yeah, cannot. Yakuma that the air cannot because you get training and shit. Semi load 40 feet. Is I mean to load 40 feet, 20 feet up and a melody. Cost dollar rate 2 months ago, Mrs. $8 cedis. Mrs. Accra near China, $20,000, 8 cedis. But right now, no, semi pay $20,000 now. Semi kita almost 2.6 answer because dollar right now in any 3 days, Mrs. be 2.7. Dollar no, that rate.
Now, what will shop mo? And our car, every fear, and our drive every fear, no, I bet now, hadn't he?
Yeah, I said I per se, I buy who say, Yenia break.
And he sent me Kitasicana, me bassa me better down.
Menton, because I didn't make ton and then, or $10 because me ton me lose. Yeah, make my tongue.
And he said, motor shops named from a neck, Simandia. Oh, did you say $1 beba for mana?
Oh, yeah, say, you would you say, ye cassatra by now. A bani, ye will be a cassatra or bit and tini normal fan yama and to ye now because dollar rate in the queen could I get training?
And you know about time, babe.
Oh, me meet me free about 12 o'clock. Me better not hack. Meet me free about 12 o'clock.
Nampacha Frosting.
Your family dance, okay, dance. Yeah.
You, Mr. Danswende, all the best. That
much.
Well, so David,
yeah,
that is it.
Wow.
He still has to come around just to sit down. No matter how much you want to buy from him today, he will not sell to you. So this is the message they are sending across, and it's quite tense here.
But I think those who have their shops open are going to make a good cashing in today, because if some people,
well, it is what it is. Yeah. Auntie, good morning. Hey, now what they go to Fossy and Toto shops, now they will be your shop no. And now, they won't say they go to Foneka.
Patron, part of the association.
Oh, okay. Auntie, I have for association members in class, please. Oh, okay. So how is business today?
Oh, yeah, buy and customers no more Freddy, but on buy. No money say any judgment. O my friend, I show you say what has said.
Now, then out on
It's on car body parts, bumpers, headlights, fog lights, everything dealing with car body parts. We have it.
Okay. But you know the concern why GUTA is saying people should close their shops is the fact that. Hold on. So is the fact that you know, the dollar is rising, there are so many difficulties, economic challenges and stuff like that. And that is why they are directing traders to close their shops, just to send a message to government, you know, and paint a clear picture to government. Don't you agree with them?
To be honest, I don't want to comment about the dollar because, you know, we've been dealing with this issue for so many years and it's the same. So it's either you come to work or you close it, and I've chosen to come to work. Okay. So,
okay. Thank you very much.
Welcome, dear.
Right. Okay. So this is it. You know, it looks like it's kind of, well, GUTA has directed, but it is an individual decision. And I must say that there's police around, you know, just to make sure that there's some kind of law and order. You have the right to decide on what you want to do. If you want to close your shop, feel free to do so. If you want to open, you can do so. But police is making sure that nobody is harassed, nobody is attacked. As we stand here, we've seen the police patrol vehicle, you know, about twice. There are also officers who are walking on the streets just to make sure that there is some kind of sanity while people decide to send their message across to government. So we're still here at Aboso, and I can see some shops already displaying their wares, you know, whilst others are also sitting down idle and will not sell to anybody. Auntie, okay, all right. So this is it. We are still here. So I think that we may want to go really onto the streets and see other areas, what exactly is going on. So this is the situation here at Aboso. Now, if you are not sure, so GUTA has directed that from today till Monday, shops should be closed. And this is because they want to send a message across and to drum home the fact that there's too much hardship in the economy. And so this is why we are experiencing what we are experiencing. But I must say that if you are watching us, yes, David.
Yeah. So I want us to cross over to Okaishi right now. Caleb is there. We'll engage him and find out what's happening in Okaishi, and then we'll come back to you later.
Right.
All right. Thank you very much. All right, Frema. Yeah, so we've been speaking with my colleague Frema Edunyame, who is in Aboso, and basically bringing us some updates as to what is happening on the ground. I'm very happy to hear that the police are there in their numbers, patrolling both on foot and in vehicles to ensure that there's sanity and nobody's taking advantage of anybody else in this situation where there's different opinions as to what exactly we're doing. You know, some people, GUTA is saying close all shops. TAG is saying feel free to go to work if you want to go to work. And so as you could see there, some people have gone to work, some others have decided not to open their shops. And the arguments on both sides make sense, right? So you have those who are saying that we need to send a clear or the clearest message to government to say, listen, do something about this now. If you don't do something about this now, the country is going down as far as the business sector is concerned, right? And then TAG is also saying, listen, the country is already hard as it is. People are already struggling as it is. People are already having, you know, there are harsh conditions and people are already having difficulties as it is. And so why are you going to say to the person who needs to make some kind of income so that they can pay for, you know, the food on the table for tomorrow morning, why are you going to say don't go to work? And the money is going to come from where? You know, and so these two different positions have been taken and lines have been drawn clearly, and we're grateful to the police for also being present so that nobody takes advantage of the situation to, you know, wreak havoc on anybody else who doesn't believe the same as they do. My colleague Caleb has joined us. He's in Okaishi. Let's find out what's happening with Caleb in Okaishi. Caleb, good morning.
Good morning, Kweku.
Yes, how is Okaishi this morning?
Okay, so if you know, for anyone who doesn't know Okaishi is in the Central Business District. If you are coming from Lawrence Circle towards Tudu, Okaishi is on the left, and the Makola Market is on the right. So let me give you an idea the journey through the side. We came through the Kwame Nkrumah Avenue that is coming from Adabaka all the way through to the Central Business District, and then we took the 10 through to went past the ECG station, came through Rollins Park, drove around, and the journey has been very fluid. You know that around this time at the Central Business District in the National Capital, there'll be a lot of traffic.
Yes.
I mean, mainly from the Kwame Nkrumah Highway, even towards the Cocoa Bond. We drove, it was less than 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was less than 5 minutes.
Wow.
Typically, when you get to Kanchamanto, there's a lot of traffic. People are loading, even on the pavement.
Yeah.
You are walking there, sitting on the person and all of that. The reality is that on the pavement, people are selling. Those who are selling clothes, who have mannequins on the road, who are selling things, they are open. The hotels are selling. But if you talk about the major shops, many of them are shut. For example, from the 10 from Kantamanto towards Tudu, okay, for the first ride all the way towards the main Central Police MTTD, for that side, most of them are selling by the roadside hawkers. Okay. But when you get to the police station towards Tudu, where most of the shops are, almost all of them are shut. Okay. Now, if you get to Tudu proper, going towards the whole bus terminal, yes, where you find the black market people, you find out of about 15 shops, you have between 3 to 5 open. Okay. Some are open, you know, that's where you typically will get some shirts, jeans, and stuff like that to buy. About 3 out of 15 or 5, between 5, let's say 5 out of 15 when I counted were open. Now, if you drive around and then you get into the Makola Mall, my goodness, most of them are shut. I spoke to one lady who said she's a staff, so they take care in terms of administration and servicing of the place. She tells me about 95% of those shops are shut, and that even the few that open, they will be closing soon. So if it comes to the Makola Mall, okay, what is sold there, one may ask? You have hair products, so wigs, you have clothes, you have fabrics for sewing, office wear, things like that. Most of them are shut. And you find a few people sitting outside, those selling fancy kenke, and even them, they are not in their numbers. Now, the main EPP bookshop is shut. If you drive past the Rollins Circle going towards White Chapel, this is going towards Kantamanto, behind Kantamanto, that side, most of the shops are shut. I saw GEP, that shop, if you know that side, all 3 shops were open. But the rest of the shops where you typically buy ladies wear, bags, travel bags.
So let me ask Caleb. So there's UTC, there's Lava, there's Whitechapel, those shops there. What about that side? Are they closed as well?
Yes. So UTC, yes, many of the shops are shut. Currently, I'm at Okanshi, and you can hear from the background there's a bit of traffic. But on the regular day, the traffic you will hear, the ambience you will hear from here is way more than this. Trucks will be meandering through heavy human traffic, but that's not the case. Most of the shops here are shut. You find Kayaye sitting in front of the shop with their pan with very little to do. In fact, the shutdown has taken an effect. You can really feel it from the traffic, vehicular traffic flow, human traffic, And if you're talking about those headquarters also, it's affected their business a lot. There are few shops at Okenshi that are open though. You know, Okenshi is where many of the wholesalers are when you're talking about when you're talking about plastics, you're talking about hardware, you're talking about even medicine. And let me add Opera Square quickly. Opera Square is silent. If you use Opera Square, you find many of the shops they do
electricals
like within GTP and electricals. Like when you go in there, those shops are shut. I didn't. We just drove past. I didn't see whether the mall was open, but many of the electrical shops around those areas are closed. Where you get to buy kitchenware and things like that, they are also closed. Because so there's a lady here, her shop is shut. Her madam is not here, but she's here, and I just want to pick her thoughts briefly to find out from her what is happening.
Go ahead.
Good. What's your name? Ruth. I told me, boy, will be gone here. Okay, yes, sales girl. Okay, most one day. I just on my dream. Okay, wholesale and now retail. Wholesale and retail. And retail. And the more day. That we MBA. Yes, sir. And on by an answer, I know be a shop. And the actually the brand and then we didn't have around. We be everybody will be Osha or Madam Betty. Oh, the thing is over back. No, I can measure around. If I will be a man, I can be a like it to be a okay. So when you mean to a number, you're coming in. And on by an answer, almost $1 and a quarter. Money to pay. Yeah, I know the way. Yeah, two cash on my generally over compliance and if you and manner modebra monrano and tomorrow thank you so much. So she's a shop attendant here, and she's telling me that from her perspective, compliance has been effective.
Now, on that side of the enclave, do you find the same, roughly the same number of shops open as you found on the Tudu side?
Yes. In fact, over here it's more than the Tudu side actually.
I see.
So I would say I saw, in terms of the number of shops that were open, Tudu opened more than every other side I've been to.
Okay.
Now, Makola has been extremely effective in terms of compliance because over there you couldn't even count the number of shops. There was a single shop that was open. The only people you see are people who are down there saying they sell these nails and acrylic nails and things like that.
Okay.
They were out there on, and not in the shops, but they were out there selling. Okay. So I think for Makola Mall's observation in terms of compliance, and then towards White Chapel that side, if you do business there, chances are your customer didn't open shop today. Or Kanshi, I'm seeing a lot of shops closed. I'm seeing a lot of steel gates. That means that the shops have been closed. There is one thing though. Hi, my name is Caleb. We are live on Citi TV. I'd like to talk to you. What's your name, sir? Philip. Philip, what do you think here? So, stationary now. Shops are supposed to shut down today. You're aware of that? Sure. Okay. So why would you say you've opened? Well, actually, it's my daughter we should open, so that's yes. But when you came to work today, when you're observing even the traffic flow in terms of customers around this time, what has changed from the normal?
Actually, so a lot of shops are not open, right? And actually, it started from Circle. So I realized that most of the shops are not open. So, but because he said we should come and open, so we have come to open.
But typically, what kind of goods are sold in this enclave?
Actually, we are general merchandise. Well, you can see for yourself. General merchandise and some other. It's only easy. Most of the stationaries are up there. Yeah. Right. Here we sell other things. but ours is mixed with tissue. So I observe that on the pavement within Okaisi, and stuff. Some have set up, but in terms of typically around this time, the numbers have reduced. Yes, really, it has reduced. It has really reduced because you see, I think 3 years ago the announcement came that shops should be open, right? And after that, I think yesterday also they came back telling us that we should open, right? So that's another group. That is yes. So it's a mix of, you know. I think there's some confusion and misunderstanding between. Generally, how would you rate compliance? Oh man, I think I'll just say about maybe 10 over 100. In terms of compliance, but you can see for yourself. You see, if this is how we do, I don't know how it's going to be, but okay. So when you say 30, that means that 70% have complied and 30 have opened, or 30 have shut and 30 have opened. 70 have shut down and maybe 30 have opened. Yes. That's from where you feel. That's fine. Thank you so much. Please, what's your name? Philip what? Philip what? Okay, Philip is fine. I understand that. So good. That was Philip giving me his side of the story from Okaisi quite clearly. And that will be because then if you are on the streets of Okaisi, you will see the regular umbrellas and trucks and all. And it's creating some semblance of activity. But if you look at the main shops, many of them are actually closed.
All right. Caleb, thank you very much for your time and for bringing us, what's happening on the ground. That we really appreciate it. So we've been looking at some, experiences that are happening in the different trade sectors across the capital. We've looked at Okaisi, which is a very bustling hub, of fabric trade, hair accessories trade, clothing trade, both brand new clothing and second-hand clothing, and all of that, paints, different things that are happening in Okaisi. And then, of course, the Abusokai, that's a car hub, and all forms of spare parts and car parts sold over there. And so the different experiences in different parts of the trading sector. Well, we're not done with this yet. We're going to go back to Frema to find out what else she's experiencing on the ground after this short break. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Everybody knows Acrobato, and if you know Acrobato, it means you know Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. As an international journalist and actor, my health is my priority. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic is my pillar in terms of my health. Let's hear what others are saying about Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. Sister, please, let him talk to you. Who will be careful Endpoint one?
Chesenami and Kasami Pro, let's say problem is room. Intina ma wo ho idea ma me papa chese na nya asem ketewa na mkwan point no mo hwe me modem no mo hwe bibia na so mo medro me fae no ene ma won kra mienu foforo kwa na mkwan mu a eba tie ne je dia ba fie pa. You heard everything yourself.
Me ma me no adwodwo eda ho a wontumi nante ene ne ko Endpoint o mama nura ene ne wan dia wotimi asori anante.
That's Endpoint for you. Of Acrobato. Hello. Hey, ohwehwe what che. Okay. A free bra wo di Endpoint wa dance. Me ko ye no. Me Johnson sema na enkoyie e paso na my emre nyina na magina sebema na me be fie for there e ho de nyina jaresa.
You heard everything. I have secret. Endpoint is my secret. Endpoint Homeopathic Clinic. I'm free.
Hello babe. Wow, I'm glad you called. See, as we're eating and I felt the food was so delicious, but I knew there was something equally delicious, and that is you. Guess what? My car broke down. I was left stranded and so frustrated until your dad came and offered me a ride and brought me to your home.
Yeah.
Yes, mommy.
Give me a hand, please.
As I set my eyes on you, babe, I couldn't help but shoot my shot at the dining table. And that was the biggest yawa of the day. And it led me to you, the love of my life. So guess who's going to be my best man? My car. Babe, won't you talk? Hello?
Where to find Unia Janefa?
Lele, tasty food, happy family.
This advert is FDA approved.
Regardless of what your point of view may be, he holds a mirror for you to see the reflection of reality.
2 young men, brilliant student, best student in his school. He says, I believe in this as my identity, my religion. You say no. You won't take him because it breaks discipline. I think we should not be at the wrong side of history.
Dispassionate opinions that shape your point of view.
As for the president's credibility in terms of anti-corruption, I'm afraid to say he's in tatters.
An analytical and non-partisan
I'll give you a
point
proverb,
of view.
and I can proverb. Sir Patrick Kwaso be Mountoma, it ain't. This year, forget it.
Dialogue that informs your socio-political point of view.
I'm young enough to wait for God's opportunity tomorrow, and I'm not in a haste.
Are you lacing your boots for 2024?
Absolutely not.
I don't lace it. What time you see the shoe everywhere? Whether they are even boots? No, it's not Kambu.
A chance for the duty bearers to provide the citizens with an honest point of view.
We are being given rare and privileged access to a building which is part of the National Operations Directorate.
And we are so determined, to fight all manner of crime. Even the broad daylight robberies that we seen and the footage seen, we can say that we are going all out, to make sure that we contain them.
Educative chit-chat from the expert's point of view.
No, there is. In fact, that rumor has been said about so many vaccines. People said the tetanus vaccine causes infertility, and we are trying to make our women infertile. No, it's not true.
On the Point of View with Bernard Avle, every Monday and Wednesday at 9 p.m. only on Citi TV.
The Point of View is brought to you by Cowbell Coffee. Cowbell Coffee, taste it, love it.
The generation before us helped us, and then we helped the next generation.
Well, our struggles may be singular, but our destinies are shared.
Welcome back as Breakfast Daily, and we are having some community-focused conversations this morning. The hashtag is Breakfast Daily. Keep using it, and the WhatsApp line is 0550-585832. Now we're going to go back to Frema and join her in Abosoka and find out what else she has found out about what's going on the ground in Abosoka. Frema, good morning again.
Yes, David.
Yes.
Yeah, good morning again.
Yeah, so what else are you finding out? Yes.
Well, so I'm still here at Abosoka. Now, when you come here this morning, you see people sitting in groups. There are those whose shops have been closed, but they have come to work just to make a certain statement. And there are those who also feel that, well, closing your shop will not really make much of a difference. And so we believe that we have to open our shops. All kinds of conversations are going on. I've had interesting conversations from people whose shops have been closed and those whose are open as well. So there's a gentleman here. I don't know what exactly he's doing. It looks like he's opening his shop. So let's find out. Morning. Boss, good morning. How are you, sir?
Fine.
Na mpacho shop ni.
I'm shopping.
Obie.
Me ma tu.
Na. Anya obie dia bie prako.
Da be me tu boy. Me bie no was is an messy am all quality. Do. You find dollar akosoro bibi ala akosoro but ob na ka fanya man nyama no ba ayagen this is obey man ka bi dollar nka onye ne stable for man maybe a duty na ayi na den ka bi a on share man so
on them say dollar kosoro wo baby UK baby dollar kosoro
where but you don't mean stable man no ma do a you find a port in nyama ayi na den wo ye on so to ka for man
enti asama okay say aban it you what I say into shop na wo tu maka ho no e den e be
there mo tu na okay you tu ma mo tu mo baby one ma taxes need and na before ma me na ka bia e be pense bia mo sama lokro enti ma lokro to the time o ma eyi na ko you port nyama na aye ka kai se bu am he no ka bia
pacha o family o family it say eye number
mo bi o
enti wo tu shop no da be na o baby Monday shop no baby nda be
mo boy na china ke me ye o man what is ba so botwa me
it say o china ye dollar number from ya ntete
anya dollar no po so dollar number from pa wo de port na e na don't to me na etu me egbe for
GUTA se mo to mo shops nim from enenkosi Monday na se ne ma ne nya ntete so a obekoso atuma na o baby
what tuma to the time I want to do
I don't know say asama kana yo say
dabi mo tu
o ye no ma no mbedi den o ma say o ma say
mo for
e na wato shop ni
enwonya wo ye adwuma nse obobo me
o ma ne beboa e to mo so toto o ma adwuma na mo shop ma ye na e be
ya no dum ma tu me na wo dum what do what dim o gbe wo de no
and you good luck why
amen
yeah for say
Papa Emmanuel.
Emmanuel, good luck, why?
Thank you.
Well, so that is the. Okay, right. Okay. Coconade. Oh, nice one. Okay. Uncle, good morning. How are you?
Cool. Lots of that.
Nyame adom. Uncle, not na wato shop ni. And now be me unsa padlock ba ko asa padlock ni.
Ano mi ye gua mo tena do ma tena so na enyim. Na ma hwe no orkodo.
Wato shop nim na wafa ka ba aha bet na ha no adenti.
Madam, nyama orkodo sisia na ye kase. Onya daw, no onya fel so. Because ejume ya na ere hwe ya ma. Na sisi ejuma na asai. Bibia se bibia nkodo. Ochina ye bejumem ni dollar. Ni azu dollar ni eri ejuma. Ochina abakwa na exchange rate achian. Ya to na adina ye nyamfa so bia ye man zuzu capacity. Sisi a hostel ba abegya ma o ma no. Ebi o ha 5,000 no. Na jama oba. School fees in May. De bia week bia o dey say ni skak mo mba. Wo school na wo won. Ya ba aku mienu. Ejume ya na ye ni ere hwe nkwala no. Ye de ya mpanyinfo awie. Naso se ni mpanyinfo ka kire wo aboso kan ha de. Wo ba ne ye ho aton enye ni ye hu sisi a.
Se wonim sa Ghana ba bia ye din enye aboso kan fo nkwa na nye traders pe.
Ghana bibia ye din. Ye ka Accra ho asam.
Na Accra oko London na oko US baby pressure wo baby what I say into shops na mu tutumu no mu to what will shop mu ebume bi o mo shop business na eye bad no and obi turn e ma na what mu na wasaba ha na wo hwe nkofo na o ma bi o mo shop nkofo ko mu kota den and unjin this say we lose it too much na wan kasa na wo ma wo hu lose
e babu so kan ha mo ababu so kan nkofo ahin wo bu won store
so mu do bi beto ade a on beto am
Mamin kanchro ondu tray. No chese majority. Nenia abanri yan yenje ho.
Enti eno chese ene wo customers no beba ha no. Omo nko shops na ye biebie no nko to ne ma o.
Customer no kra wasase. Den yaman hwe mamin kanchro. Meto na ade nda obi ba anopan na mi kire price da ade ne 170. Oko buy mi sa ade na 180. Yeah, aruba odi shem no onya agwar onti asi kra de abebisa ade chin ya price na change na msi obobo enya mi o dollar na
enti say enema anko form na prices na ma form dollar na stabilize na manema man de obebi o shop na umbi
oda abanye hu bibi What of Freyan paying phone? No one wants Nasi. No Kado, Nishana or Yen, dollar and baby phone.
Into a bike as we are better as you.
This year, Mamma control. Cement, down Koto cement. Cement, I near 20, 70 CDs. Gassam. I bet then I was with me, see them, own man, when you be Gatna. Oh, since you're Ghana, young Sheni, you. Or you Brusampa.
Okay, into the whole panel say, I buy from penny phone.
I buy paying for now, bound to own to 2 in your may. Send the ministers in the finance minister, no yard, only in few, no fun if I will rob to my age man. Say Britain, ya, in Yabako, Yadini, Kusiquating, Yadini, minister. And do a crown we in, say, a woman pound sterling, as I started a age man, and US dollar, or between. What you didn't know, Papa, no, or yard, your own wine. Tinan near fan for no may any share. But you can be beyond paying for Tiasi.
Okay, and they're working on Mati. Why? You offer. Thank you. Why? Okay, all right. Well, so his issue is government. I mean, the story is the same. You know, things really need to calm down.
Yeah.
There's too much hardship in the economy, which is affecting their businesses. Their family people, they also need to see some kind of improvement, you know, in the kind of work they are doing. I have another gentleman here with me. He probably might have opposing views, you know. So let's find out from him. When you look at him, he has red all over him. He's wearing a red smock. He's wearing red wristbands and has something red on his head as well. Red now, Shishon, what is the point?
It is a way of demonstrating to the government. I don't believe in closing the shop, but I believe in demonstrating whilst I'm wearing this to show the government that I am very, very troubled about the economy or our capital that is going down every day.
Right. Now, has government not seen enough demonstrations, you know, people marching on the streets just to drum home their issues? Nothing seems to be done about it. Don't you think that if the shops are closed and then you get customers also come in to add their voices to the difficulty, if they come, they don't get the things to buy, wouldn't this send a stronger message to government? So why is your shop open?
If I can recall, some years back, we demonstrated by closing our shops. A government official was telling us that we traders, we don't have holidays. We can close our shop and go and rest in our houses. It means that what we are doing, closing our shop, they don't seem to go with us. So we have done this in several times, closing stores. But we have not got any results. So if we continue to close our stores, it will not add up to anything. So I believe we open our stores, then continue to demonstrate, making sure we engage the government, so that it can come out with policies that will help us to stabilize the dollar.
Is that not what GUTA is doing?
GUTA is doing it in his own way, and we, TAG, Trade Advocacy Group of Ghana, we believe that closing of stores is not the point. It's not the issue. The issue is that the little capital you are having in your hands, you close your store, that little capital, you are going to spend it in the house, you are going to destroy it, you to go down again, and it will not benefit you. The dollar will not come down as you are sitting in the house. You understand? So the dollar will have to open your store and be doing business and be waiting, dialoguing with the government. Then we will find a solution for the dollar to come down.
Is TAG anti-GUTA?
TAG is not anti-GUTA. We are trade organization, another trade organization. We have our policy. You understand? It's not like we are not against anybody. We are doing what we feel the government would listen to us. That's what we are doing. We are not against anybody.
Right. Now, so TAG and GUTA are fighting the same cause for the betterment of traders. Has TAG in a way engaged GUTA to come into an agreement so that the force will be stronger to send your message across?
Now, TAG have made himself He's the oldest GUTA have made himself like he's the oldest group in Ghana. So therefore, they don't recognize the other organization. That is their problem. If they should recognize us as a group that talking the same language for traders, we could have meet on a round table and enjoy. But so long as they don't recognize us as a trade organization, we have our policy and we will have to go along with it.
Okay. So apart from wearing red, just to send message across and demonstrating and all, what has TAG done for the Ghanaian trader?
We have put so many things in place. We try to educate them about how to keep their accounts, bookkeeping. We went round, educated them how when the COVID came, we went round and educate them about how to keep themselves so that they will not attract those diseases. With so many things.
Okay. Now, what about trade policies from government and all that? What you are doing is amazing. It's fantastic because we need the human beings to stay healthy. But what about issues like these? What has brought us to this situation? People closing their shops. Now you also wearing red bands. What are you doing in that regard?
Executives, we were called to the government officials. The trade minister was there, Alan Tramanti, his deputy. We have the finance minister was there. We have the GRA boss, Amin Shada. He was also there with a government official. We sat them last week. We sat with them and we were telling them that they must stop what they are doing, placing custom officers on various stores. That will not help. They should withdraw that one so that we'll find an amicable solution to implement those. So they withdraw that problem, that way that they want to use to collect money from traders. They have withdrawn. They have suspended it for 3 months. We went there and we went there and talk about that. So they have withdrawn, and they say we should go back and educate our traders and tell them that they want to collect VAT so that they can develop the country. So we should educate our members so that in 3 months' time they will come and implement that. But that one still we are not satisfied with it. We will continue to dialogue with them until we come to a final solution.
Okay. So for those traders who have their shops closed and are home, what message do you have for them?
We will tell them that in their own interest, if they want to stay home and be eating the little money that they are having in their house, and it will affect their capital, so be it. They can continue. But we don't believe in sitting in the house. We believe in opening our shop, doing business, and at the same time negotiating with the government. That is what we believe in.
All right. What's your name, sir?
I'm Abraham Yaufianu, TAG Protocol Officer. I am the representative of the TAG members in Abosokai. Okay?
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Don't mention.
Okay. Right, so that is it. Now, it looks like it's a bit heated, So we have those who believe that the shops must be open because sending your message is not about you closing your shop, because then what's the point in trying to close a shop when you are still fighting for money? According to TAG, this is not making sense to them. So they believe that shops must be open and still negotiate with the government. But others also say that this is not the first time you are trying to engage government, on this. And so they believe that shops must be closed. And so this is where we stand now. So there's another shop here that is open. So really, if you really need to buy stuff, in Abosokai, you may not get the shop that you regularly buy from, but I must tell you that there are shops that are open. And so if you still need to come, maybe you should. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Okay, what's your shop ni? Okay. Hey, how do I make me name today and then out on?
I don't know, see a rag in the steering pot in the power steering motor.
No, be a good as a month to Tomo shop, more than out the way as or day.
Yes, or day. I say, the money in our toy, must be jabbo man.
It's in our bill shop.
Is there matter? That's why I enter to denim. Reason they sent to denim, me head and tears, papa.
Okay, so good as say the way I'm minding my deno. I won't pass shop on the center two or more shops name. Send a bay and for banners or men and the man to a binding who back for no my dear was or moyana and near my abba from Kakrantia. No,
Madam. But if what did they infuse a do no more? When was the hammer, Eku and Tontomoda? You say, oh, how now, may canoe. I want you to walk accommodating for. A ban can some now, most of my countias here. My demand trans come and cast somewhere to Abotoyamasem. I could never buy this year, or never cast come myself, or some baby Samasem. And I mean, Yakumana, we supply me last morning in the epe. When I say, come, Mamma Mitias. Is it me the respect? I can touch him pen in Pune, do it one better as a masin. You do me a see a person, yes, say, a Maya Hosu, and then to us in Cassandra Penisa. I was so kind away. Madam, what is your thing? Yeah, say me go back much over and get your big journey. Yanis Gawa. Now, you tell me we have people to intimidate you. Yeah, because I buy the name of mine. Say, you might go and buy my son, quiet, the Itimican was him. You intimidate, I do know. Dollars no, I can say, Abano, Emma, $1 and no one munching. Yeah, dear Sissy. Your individual ideas. You know, I say, Obia or party or womb. The kind of going to party we say, corner we abba. And no, Amma or Mano, and ye, my young. Young Fadjim Pa and interesting, ye, Jumano. Masum Jimra. He said, me, I'm Missy, I'm no Cassin, you 15, or then we are. I'm no Yajuma. Me to a desert repairs. What does it? My son grab better a Juma. And before now, we are no transfer. Obi Sato for Rodden's time. What transfer be seen there? I am playing the pie. Me, I'm playing the Pamaco best at 30. To see I'm going to 15 moments. I'm straight. Me to the enemy now. On Bego the I'm going to there. Mean to me, a year Jumano, no more than a banner trusting Casamanian Sassam. Never Obu and Casama in the Pantin Huasi. Not if you're near my home to the year and my. When the point I want you to go down, don't go for my day or San Omeno. What does it? I'm going to do the money year, and I'm going to send a year, and and to the money year, Parliament to no more some somewhere them to a person in the Manco year. Not so good in the house and the bed wine.
Of a patch of frosting.
Them of assuming.
Assuming. Now, what's up your friend is?
You were near Bar for Ventures.
I'm pay who are near Boafam, but I'm doing this in Yamibemu. Of I that's it. Right, so we've been talking to Professor Ming, and according to him, he believes that shops must be open. He admits that there are troubles in the system, but this is not the way to get the solution. We can't use arrogance in dealing with our leaders. As according to him, we should be able to find a way to dialogue with the government, just so whatever traders are looking for will be given to them. David, so this is where we are. So for those who believe that their shops must be closed, the shops are closed. And those who believe that this is not the way to go, they have opened their shops. This is the situation at Abosokai currently.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much, Frema, for bringing us those updates. And Mr. Suming has spoken pretty wise words, and I hope that
absolutely.
All and sundry are hearing exactly what we have enjoyed. Frema, thank you very much. We'll come back to you at another point in time. So we're going to take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. Breakfast Daily will continue shortly.